What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Super. I am one of your hosts, Spider, and I am joined by the glorious one, Mr. VIP, Frankie Washington. How are you doing today, sir?
I am infinitely awesome, sir. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing real well. I'm excited to talk about this movie.
Are you?
I am.
Cause you know when I sent it to you and I was like, "Hey, you want to review this?" You was like, "Our schedule is full. Nah, we good." And I was like, "Okay." And then I was like, "You sure you don't want to review this?"
I like the way it fell into the schedule. Not that we necessarily planned it this way, but
Yes.
after what we watched last week and reviewing Back in Action and coming to this week, I found that there were some interesting parallels that we can talk about and discuss in reviewing.
I'm excited to hear about that. Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If they don't know, they should know.
You should know. But this is All Things Super, where every week we take a piece of super-powered movies, TV shows, even trailers. We watch them, we react to them, we review them, we break them down, and we ask the question, is it super?
Is it?
Is it?
Super?
We will find out. But if you like that, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come out. If you want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And if you want to follow us on social media, there's a link in the description below. You just go ahead and click on that, and we are right there for you.
Clickety click, 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 clickety click, click, and don't stop clicking until you get enough.
That's the remix for 2025.
Woo! I guess. Let me get unplugged. I'm off the chain now, Spider.
He's unleashed. He's unleashed.
There's no looking back now. So, Kill Boksoon.
Yes, sir.
Not Kill Bill. Kill Boksoon.
Yes.
Now, if you would have said there are parallels between Boksoon and Bill, I would have been like, right, I see it. But you didn't lead off that way. You said there were parallels between Back in Action,
right,
and Kill Boksoon. Back in Action is a video we made previous before this one. Y'all could go back and link and look after this one. Or you can pause this one. This is the power of digital. You can pause this one and go watch that one, and then come back to this one, because I don't know what we go say in this one. The best part of this show is it is unscripted. We go wherever the conversation go, and if you're here for it, we love it, and if you're not hurting our feelings. So the parallels that you were saying between Back in Action and Kill Boksoon, I'm interested in. You know what? Let me do this. Go ahead and share how you feel, Spider. Gonna go ahead and pay attention to the lessons that you give. You know he's prolific.
I wouldn't say all of that, but
I did. You don't have to say it. I said it for you.
For those of you who haven't watched Kill Boksoon, it's a Netflix film, came out in 2023. It's a single mother who's also an assassin, and she's one of the greatest that works for her agency. She's thinking about getting out, but through some trials and tribulations, she decides that she's staying in. But the tagline for the movie was, "A life of lies can kill." And there's a lot of lying going on.
There's a lot of lying.
There's a lot of lying going on in this movie. But the parallels that I saw, and if you watched or listened to our episode where we review Back in Action, we talked about
options. You got options. You watch or listen to.
Yeah, watch or listen to it. Or you can do both. You can listen while you watch.
Listen while you watch.
But no, we talked about the trope of the secret agent parent or the spy parent or the assassin parent, you know, and how much they try to hide the life from their child or from their family, because they're like, oh, I want to protect my family. I want to leave this life behind. I don't want to tell them the truth because that might put them in danger. And
True,
so
true.
what we saw him back in
That's why
action,
most assassins are, only children and parents
single,
died, and
right? They
yeah,
don't have kids,
right.
all of that kind of
No
stuff.
ties to anything.
Exactly. But so in back in action, we saw that Matt and Emily were trying to get away from the spy life to have their
Mm-hmm.
home life and protect
Have
the
family,
kids,
right,
have the
right,
family, and not have to
right,
worry about
right,
the dangers. Here in
right.
Kill Boksoon,
Kill Boksoon.
we see that throughout the movie, Boksoon doesn't necessarily at times even want to be a parent because parenting is hard. And she
Yeah,
says a couple times, I wish somebody would shoot me in the head." And after trying to
kill me
have a
now.
conversation with her daughter, like, being an assassin is
Tragic.
easier than raising a kid. Sometimes maybe I shouldn't have had a kid.
These are her words. These are not our words. This is these are her words.
But it's not that she was leaving or wanting to leave the life to protect her daughter or anything like that. She was
No.
thinking about not renewing her contract just over the simple fact that she knew she was getting a little bit older. She might have been getting a
Mm-hmm.
little bit slower, and she's like, I want to
What
make
happened
sure.
was she had that initial fight
Mm-hmm.
with a guy, and she was losing,
Yeah.
and she realized she was losing, so she used her brain. She's like, "Hold on, I'll be right back," because there was a sword fight,
Yeah.
and she came back with that yeah,
And the
and
thing
it was
about
over.
it was her knowing that she was the one of the best, if not the best, assassin around. But she gets into this fight with this Yakuza member. He has a sword, she had a hatchet. And her
Which I don't understand that choice either. I would never bring a hatchet to a sword fight.
she thought she was that badass that she could do it with no problems. But when she
Mm.
started to run into issues, it was starting to get beat, and she was like, you know what? Maybe I need to just go back to do what I can do,
Mm.
and just pulled it out and just killed him on the spot. And it's like she knows, like, okay, well, maybe it is I'm getting a step slower, and a step slower in that game could
Get
at
get
any
you
point
killed.
means death. So,
Mm.
but her being the best and making a lot of money for the agency that she worked for, of course, the chairman of MKENT,
M.A.
he didn't want to let her go. Now, this is, of course, also involved in the personal relationship that they had because he brought her into the fold when she was young. And so he had a soft spot for her, as we saw from their director, which was also MK's sister, was like, I don't know what you see in her. I don't know why you always let her slide. She's always doing stuff that she's not supposed to, and you just ignore it every single time. What is it that she has on you?
She got that wop, Spider. She got that wop wop macaroni in a pot. And I'm wondering if that's his kid, but I don't
I
want
was
to
wondering that too.
give I don't want to give it away too soon, but I still don't know.
Nobody
Because
knows. It's never mentioned. It's never explicitly stated.
no. But he clearly don't care. But
Yeah,
kind of he do, because he didn't kill her.
which I
And
thought that we was
he
going to do, but
kills.
yeah,
He kills. You can see why he at the top.
yeah, it does not shy away. He will take on all comers. He will not back down from a challenge.
Listen, if somebody calling in sick, he gonna go fulfill a contract. He not mad about it. He might be a little upset, but he
He's
gonna
like,
get it done.
was see, because he was saying this person retired, this person is away on vacation. So I mean, I'm the chairman, but I don't trust anybody else to get this done. So I'm gonna hop
When
on
the
a plane and
job
go do
gotta
it.
get done, I'm gonna go to Russia with just my little, and I got it. I'm coming back at around 5. Bank on it. He just did a deep sigh, like I guess I'm going to Russia. Here we
Yeah,
go. But
like I
the
was hoping I
interesting
would
part
stay at
about what you
home.
the interesting part about what you were saying, Spider, that part was unheard of, right?
Mm-hmm.
The spy retiring, and this one's, on relief. Usually in the spy game, when you're done, yeah, you're done.
Right.
You make sure that you don't go back and tell all book on the hits that you took and the
Right.
contracts that
In the
were
names of the
pulled
people that
through
you work with,
and the names of the people that hired you. I have to ensure that that loophole is closed.
which
So
is
in
something that they did in the movie. If nobody knows, then nobody can tell.
so how come some were able to retire and others unalive? What made that call?
It just depends on how the boss feels about you, I guess. Because if Boksoon really wanted to retire, I think he would have let her go. I think director Cha would have had some words to say about it, and maybe
Oh yeah,
somewhere down the line, she might have sent out a hit squad after her or
she's
something.
sending them goons. She's
Yeah,
sending them goons to the house. I can
but
guarantee you that they're not
you
even
know,
knocking.
for the chairman, it just depends on how he feels about you, I guess.
Interesting. So Baksun has a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and catching hell raising her as a daughter.
Right.
Her daughter is, doing teenage daughter stuff.
The same thing we saw in Back in Action. The daughter doesn't want to have anything to do with the mother.
I see the parallels that you're saying now. Continue.
But so we're in Back in Action, like I said, we had this family dynamic of them wanting to do everything to protect their kids. Boksoon is basically like,
Fuck them
yes,
kids.
I
No, I'm just playing.
not in so many words,
I'm just joking.
but she had less of an inclination to be nurturing towards her daughter. It was
Right.
more just trying to make sure that she was disciplined so that nothing would happen to her. Because it was the whole thing of she found her daughter had cigarettes and her daughter was smoking, and so she flashes back to when her father found her smoking, and her father basically beat her up and then made her eat the cigarettes. And so Boksoon has this ability, well, I don't want to call it ability, but I mean, it made it seem like it was an ability to where she could
seem real.
Doctor Strange, like, see 14 billion possibilities in the future.
Right?
But she would play these scenarios out in her head. I would say more like Sherlock Holmes. And so how he can kind of
yeah.
foresee possibilities. And so she's like, oh, well, if I try to chastise her, she gives me this kind of response. But if I try to lean into it, she gives me this kind of response. And neither one works out. And that was foreshadowing because we saw that at the end when she was going up against MK. What is her whole thing was find someone's weakness, exploit it. Figure out what the weakness is and use it against them. But with her daughter, she could not find a weakness in her daughter. She could not find a way to break into her daughter's like psyche to figure out what is it that makes you tick. And it was that her being so not involved in her life to where she didn't really know her. So if you don't know somebody, you can't find their weakness. But in the fight that she had against MK, she's like, I already know what your weakness is.
I know you, my guy.
And so it was
workaholic.
But it was a whole thing of her being able to foresee those things, which I guess propelled her so far into this business and made her so good at what she was so good at what she did. And it allowed her to basically keep herself protected because when her friend, I think his name was Hong Si, when he came back and they were like, oh, we're celebrating because he got called up to A rank. So she's like, okay, so what did you do? Because clearly 2 days ago, you weren't in a conversation.
I'm in A rank now. What you talking about?
He literally said, so you are, what you're saying is that I don't deserve to be A rank? And she said, no, you don't. Like
that part right there.
No,
that part right there.
Because if you deserve to be A rank, you would have been A rank.
I'm your friend. All right.
I'm gonna tell you how it is. Point blank. But
didn't take long for her friends to turn on her.
No, not at all. Not when especially because they and the whole way that this thing is portrayed is that MK is like the top dogs. They are the biggest of the
Justice League.
biggest agency,
Yeah,
and all of the other
they're the
businesses
Avengers.
work for them. And so, like the shop owner or the restaurant owner was saying, he was like, you know, I got fired and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
working anymore. I thought I was good, but my company went under and now I don't have a job.
Or
And all the
hands.
rest of or why was it taped on? That's my whole thing. Why was it taped on? That was what I was wondering every time I saw him. Because the first time I saw, I was like, "Is that tape?" And then when they
Yeah,
like really showed, I'm like, "That is tape."
yeah. Hey, resources. All I can say is that Gorilla Glue tape come in handy.
It does. I mean, it wasn't until he didn't that way he lost it. He yanked it off.
You don't need that. You don't
But
need that. Give me.
all the rest of them, they are chomping at the bit because you saw Baksoon's life. She had that Mercedes Benz. I guess it was a G5. I don't know.
Yeah,
She
she
had
got that
a
guap.
Benz Jeep. That house was huge.
Decked out.
And
MK baby. MK baby.
so they want to get like that because we saw her friend Hong Si was in a trailer like off the railroad track somewhere, and that's the
Yeah.
disparity between rank A and rank B. So if you
Crazy, right? You would think they wouldn't be that
you think
close,
he
and
was in
that's so
like in
far
an
away.
apartment or something somewhere,
You're in the
no,
street, my guy.
right?
Everybody else don't even have a job. So what city is this?
It was
This is
somewhere. It
horrible.
was somewhere in South Korea, I think. But but yeah, so her being able to be that close to the chairman and just be like, I can determine my own fate. Because like she saw the job that he sent her on, well, the job that she selected. It was like they had their three rules: no killing any minors. You have to accept the jobs, only do jobs from your company, and you must attempt the jobs only from your company. Those were the three rules. And so she accepted the job. She selected. He gave her
Right.
two options. There's a job in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
There's a job in Russia. And so she took the Korea job. He's like, you didn't even look at it. She was like, it's a job. I'll get it done. But when it came to it and she started looking at it, she's like, this guy's young. He's like, don't worry. He's not a minor.
Mm.
But so when she put two and two together, when she gets on site and is getting ready to stage the killing to make it look like a suicide, she's like, something
Mm-hmm.
about this don't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
And so she opted to not do it. And for her to, one, not do it because she's breaking the rule because you must attempt it. And so that's why she didn't say, I decided not to do it. She said, I failed. Because if I failed, that means I attempted it. Because the rules didn't say you have to complete the job.
Succeed.
You have to
right.
attempt
Depending
the job.
on what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she said, I failed. Then she got the intern to.
Now the intern is something different because this is a young and up and comer. Boksoon is a legend at MK. Everybody know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that has the most potential, and she's coming up, and she had that opportunity to actually spar against the legendary Boksoon, and would have almost won if she didn't get kind of cocky
If she didn't get a pin cap popped into
in her eye, right? Everything's a weapon, baby. This is assassin world.
Right.
Pin cap to the eye, cut on the neck, you bleed. No,
you're done.
Oh, you're done. But there was a nice little spin around the block. Yeah, okay. All right, so she's there. I'm just setting the table,
right,
Spider, so they can know because more than likely y'all here for us. Let's just go ahead and keep it 100. Y'all here for the foolery, okay? But if you happen to watch it, then you know what's going on. If not, then you'll know the assistant is not there. She's right there. Got him.
Right.
Go ahead, Spider.
Yeah, and so she asked Boksoon, she's like, should I lie? And Boksoon said, no, tell the truth. It's like, your responsibility is to tell the truth. So MK asked her, did she fail? And she was like, well, no, it was My fault. MK's like, no, try again. Did she fail? She said, yes, she failed. So it was like, okay. Nobody else in that agency will be able to get away with that. And so MK knows. He's like, because I forget what he said. He was like, because this is when he's in Russia. He's talking about this. So he's like, there's 3 reasons why I know.
Killing people at the same time. Just at the table. He's killing people having a conversation through an earpiece.
Because he basically said, he's like, I know you wouldn't fail. I know you couldn't fail. He's like, I know you. And the only reason that this job is not done is because you didn't want to do it. Because you didn't read, because you must have read the suicide note. She's like, I don't read those things. He's like, no, I know exactly who you are. I know everything about you. I know how you operate. But in all of that, knowing that she broke the rules, he still caved into her demands. And she said, she said that I will come back and sign a contract, renew my contract.
Because that was the biggest thing. The turmoil between them was like, are you retiring? Are you renewing? I want you to renew.
I really would like for you to renew.
She was talking about retiring.
Yeah.
Because she's, again, missed that step. You go get retired anyway.
Right. And so she's like, I will renew my contract, but my stipulation is that no one else can pick up this job. That's the only thing she asked for. Don't reissue the job. And so he said, okay, my counter is I'm going to handle your contract.
Determine the length of the contract. For the contract. Yep.
And you're going to be working for MK until the end of your contract.
It's going to make her do it till she's 90.
Until you're 90.
The Disney contract.
But, and so that was the agreement. But when they got back and they find out that Hong Si was doing some unsanctioned jobs, Director Cha saw this as an opportunity. Like, okay, look, if I present this evidence to the chairman, you are done for. But I'll give you a promotion if you go ahead and take out Boksoon, because Director Cha has already had it up to here with her, because she knows that Boksoon has her brother's ear and he'll do anything that she want him to do. She kept repeating,
macaroni in a pot, Spider. That's what it is. Macaroni in a pot. That's a.
But the only thing that I didn't foresee coming, and the movie tried to make it not weird, is when she tried to kiss him.
When the sister tried to kiss him?
Yeah, when MK's sister tried to kiss him.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Game of Thrones affected a lot of people a lot of ways. Hey, I'm talking about we weren't ready for that when that happens. Like, we staying true to the historical.
And the thing about it is that at that point, they hadn't revealed that was his sister.
Right. So we was like, kiss her if you go kiss her. But now it's like, you will go kiss her? And I think it was more like she was going to kiss you.
Yeah, she was going to kiss him because he like immediately pushed her back. He's like, oh, get off me. But I don't know. She wasn't right in the head. She was.
And I think that's what they were trying to instill in the audience, that she wasn't now. I think there's a lot of different ways you can instill that.
Yeah.
But okay.
Because she was at the firing range and she just started going off, shooting into the ceiling. She was just, I'm like, she lost it.
Star Wars affected you that much? You mad you can't kiss your brother? What's going on? So it's just a kiss. It's go find anybody. They got like 1,000 guys in there. You can kiss any of those guys. Why I gotta be your brother? It's weird. You're right, Spider. I agree with you on that one. 1,000%. That was a weird scene. Yeah, that's a questionable scene. It was like, what are we doing? And like you said, it wasn't revealed in the scene. It was later on. Yeah. So it makes you go back to that scene like, why is this in here?
Exactly. It's like, what? Wait, hold up. Wait.
That's your
So
sister?
let's go back about 15 minutes ago and be like, wait a
What is she
minute.
trying to kiss you? What is happening here? But didn't they not kill the actual target that they said they wasn't going to kill? Because the director sent somebody to go and take him out, right?
Yeah, the director sent her best friend, and that's why he got promoted.
Right. And then Boksoon, got word of the hit being done.
Yeah, because they came to the restaurant to celebrate. Because since he did it, then he got promoted, and then they all came in to celebrate. She's like, "Oh, celebration! What are we celebrating?" It was like, "Oh, he got promoted." It was like, "So what'd you do?" And it was like, "Oh, it was great. It's all over the news." And then they show the news report, and they say that the young guy fell off a building.
Mm.
And then so she immediately like, okay. She like, so first of all, the chairman went against what I said.
There were some lines that were crossed.
And then just through reasonable deduction, just talking to Hong Si, she's like,
not even that reasonable.
So like it didn't take much.
Obvious deduction.
Clearly
deduction.
it was a director. Clearly she like, the chairman may not have sanctioned it, but the director definitely did. So now I got beef with the director and you. And it didn't take long, like you said, because she called him. Because that's what it was. Because she saw that the director was calling his phone, and he tried to take the phone and just turn it over. Like, she saw already.
Nah, my guy.
And then
put it on speaker.
And then it's so funny because then we switch to the director's point of view. And we see her we see her holding the phone because she's looking down into the chairman's window. And then so on the phone, she's like, "So what took you so long to pick up?" And it's not so, even though we didn't see it, I'm pretty sure Boksoon said, "Go ahead, answer the phone." Clearly she's calling you for a reason. Go ahead, answer the phone.
That's what friends are for.
But yeah, he said that Boksoon's here with
but
me.
He didn't know. He didn't know about the conversation that Boksoon had with the chairman. He just knew he had an opportunity to go to A-class, and like you saying,
he was trying to save his own ass.
If somebody is giving you an opportunity to change your situation, and you already in the life, let's be honest, he was already an assassin.
Right.
He's already had knocked some guys out earlier trying to protect Boksoon. And it's more of a personal vendetta because for those who haven't watched or just watching us, those two getting it on. They already got a relationship going on that's purely convenient
I would say for Boksoon it was purely physical on her side, but I think he had some feelings for her.
Yeah, and it is what it is. That's how the game goes, I guess. I don't know. You were the A-lister, so
right.
MK. So the man had an opportunity to level up, and he was probably thinking, if I level up, Boksoon could respect me as an equal. She make money, I make money. Maybe we could be together. I understand his motivations.
I think it was more that the fact is like, I have this dirt on you. If you don't do this, then I'm going to rat you out, and then everybody else is going to take you.
All that's true too, though.
I think the Boksoon thing was like icing on top of the cake. It's like, first I get out of trouble.
You got me.
I get out of trouble.
Yeah,
I get a promotion, and then I might look a little bit more attractive to Boksoon.
Appealing to Boksoon.
I'm winning on all sides.
What? Until you wasn't.
Until you had to put that phone on speaker.
His facial expression, Spider. He lived in the moment. It's happening in real time. You can't even enjoy your meal.
He just got himself a new suit and everything. Trying to look the part, didn't even get to enjoy it.
Now, keep in mind, at this event, the celebration, we have the intern, not the intern. What is she? Apprentice.
She was an intern.
Apprentice that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope she got paid.
Probably not, seeing that she had got fired.
You know what? It's cold out there for the assassins, Spider. It's cold. But clearly, that conversation didn't go well, and they
it was basically it was a John Wick free fall between them. They
Well,
got a bounty on her head.
the VP put it out there right there on the phone, didn't she?
Yeah,
It's
she
like
said if you kill Boksoon, you'll get hired at MK, at least at a B rank.
MK. What?
At
He's trying
least
to
at a
get
B
that
rank.
big money. Hey, I mean, they
And
always
then like
hiring.
because the shop owner in the back was like, does that count for unemployed people too? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, get in on it. I give you a job.
And just that fast, the friends that she's known for years
Mm-hmm.
changed on her. You
And
think you
then it
got
was
backstabbing friends?
the
You don't
intern
have these.
who she knew for the least amount of time was the one to partner up with her.
And help her fight. Now, keep in mind, if y'all don't know, if y'all really just here for us and you don't know, this intern is a small size. Like, I won't call her a girl. She might be 21,
Yeah.
maybe seven. Yeah, 21-ish. But she's like a petite, small. And these guys are big, not
Yeah.
muscular big, but they're way
I
big.
mean, the
At
one
least
guy
one of them
was
was.
pretty big.
Yeah, yeah.
The
And
one
that's
guy that
crazy
she was
because,
fighting. Boksoon
right?
taking on 4 people. She got this one big dude.
And I appreciate the reality of it because she was like, I was looking at the potential of survival, and I knew my
Right.
chances were higher if I was with you.
Right. You had the
Which
best chance out of
makes
anybody that was here.
which makes no sense
None
because
at all.
clearly
Because you were clearly
numbers.
outnumbered.
Yeah,
But that
but
just shows the level of respect that Boksoon has and the skills that she possesses.
and I like that they didn't make it easy for her.
No.
She fought.
Oh yeah. And it is like you know we see these action movies and how the protagonists, they are like untouchable. They can like deflect all of the punches. They can block all the kicks. They know all the moves. Boksoon got sliced. She got stabbed.
Mm,
She got beat
mm,
down. She got thrown
mm,
around. She was
mm.
getting torn
Ass
up.
kick.
Both of them were. Her and the intern were getting beat down. But I love the way that they framed that fight scene, especially when they got to that one like rolling shutter door. So where they were doing like the 360 around the whole set piece, and how when the intern would bump into the door on this side, they were turning in, and so it would like the force would push Boksoon off the wall on the other side. And how when one would get slammed down this way, the other one gets pulled up that way. They framed that, like the cinematography on that fight scene was so well done.
When you know what you're doing, it shows. And that's it.
I think that all of the fight scenes were well done, and it's my personal preference when it comes to fight scenes in action movies is let me see the action, because you have all of these action films and all of these fight choreographies where you have a punch being thrown, and as soon as the punch throws, the camera cuts. And then as soon as the kick's being thrown, the camera cuts. Somebody flips, the camera cuts. And you have, the camera right in the middle of it, so it's shaking and it's trying to move with the fight and all this other kind of stuff.
Yes.
And it's all done so you can't tell where the actor is and where the stunt performer is. And so it can look like the action is being impactful because, of course, somebody's not really getting punched and, or
Right.
not getting punched as hard as an actual punch would hit someone.
Right.
But
Emphasis.
in a lot of foreign action films, you have the camera, it's a wide shot. Like the first fight we saw, most of it was done in a wide angle, and you could see the two of them going at it, the guy with his sword, Boksoon with her hatchet, and you can see everything happening. And I just feel like that makes fight scenes just that more understandable. Regardless of what happens in the fight scene, whoever has the upper hand, you can see it all playing out in real time because you can see everything that's going on. And being able to have that, like that rotating set piece, like we saw that in Bad Boys 2 when they were going up against the Haitians. And even though that was a gunfight, and it was just done so you can get both sides of the conversation without having a camera to cut back and forth. But you get to see the whole scope of everything that's going on. And even
that's the immediate feeling that I got when I was seeing that, the immediate feeling of doing to Bad Boys 2.
Right. And then the final fight scene, and I won't even call it a fight scene, but the final confrontation between Boksoon and MK, where she's trying to go through like scenarios. Okay, if I do this, this was going to
Mm-hmm.
happen. If I do try this, this was going to happen. And
Mm-hmm.
every single instance of an attempt that she tried to make, it all ended in her getting killed. And the fact
Yeah,
that they
and you can
put
see that clearly.
right, and you can see it clearly, and the fact that they put every single, because it wasn't just like, oh, let's show this one, then okay, we cut back to the present, she's her still sitting there thinking, and then cut to the next one, then cut to the next one, then cut to the next one. They, again, wide angle shot, and it showed every single position within that room. No matter where she
Mm.
ended up, she was dead. No matter what she
I,
did.
I appreciate that too, Spider, because normally in Hollywood, let me give you the preference of what they do. They take two action figures, right? This is how they coordinate the fight scene. They take two action figures, and then they take it doesn't matter the name brand, but they take a really, really, really wide blender, and they put those action figures in there, and then they put the top on, and then they press any button. It doesn't matter, just the highest one, and they put the camera right there, and that's how the action scene
Right.
fight scene plays out. And we were like, thanks, Hollywood. This one's different. This one you can actually see what's going on, and you appreciate the moves that much more because you can follow them that much more.
Right. And then for it to be, again, knowing your opponent's weakness, and they call it out at the end because MK is like, what's the problem? You can't find my weakness? And she's
Because
like,
he taught her.
exactly. He taught, and the thing about it, and it was so good because when she had the fight in the restaurant with Hong Si, and you saw how like she cut his Achilles so he couldn't walk. She cut like his femoral artery on his leg so he'd bleed out. She cut his wrist so he couldn't hold a weapon. You know, she's disabling him
She
before she
technical
killed him.
with that, Jake.
But while she's going through her scenarios as to
Surgical.
how she can maybe defeat MK, he did the same thing in her scenario. Like he cut her leg, he cut the tendon on her Achilles, and it's like clearly she's not going to get the best of him because it's always, I taught you everything that you know, but I did not teach you everything that I know.
Those words are so powerful.
So there was no way that if he saw her coming, that she would be able to beat him. Because he even said, because he had two daggers or two short swords on the table, and she's like, "Oh, you're going double-handed. You never fought two-handed." And that was the first thing, you know. Clearly, if you're coming at me with two hands, then your dominant hand, your right hand, must be injured. So I'm gonna take the hand. I'm gonna take the sword that was you were gonna use for your left hand, force you to use your right hand, and try to use that as that weakness to overcome you or overpower you. And he said, regardless of which hand I use, you're not gonna beat me. And she's like, I already know your weakness. And he's like, and what's that? It's me, Boksoon. And
It's
just
somebody loves you, baby.
but just that momentary lapse in his focus, because she asked him, when did it start? And so we get the flashback to the first time that they met.
Here we
The
go.
first time that he was introduced to her. And it was just that momentary lapse in focus. That was all she needed. Because she was able to lunge at him. She was able to get his sword out of his hand and slice him across the chest. Just that quick. And it wasn't even a fight. It wasn't even a fight. Because she was able to just that fast. Because she found that weakness.
But you're not deprived of the fight.
No.
Because you got all the scenarios of the fight and the possible ways that it could happen. And this is the result that did happen.
Again, Boksoon is she's just that skilled.
Macaroni in a pot.
That was a weakness.
But for the flashback, it goes to show you the insane nature of these assassins.
Right.
Because the chairman was on the job as a young assassin. He was set out to make Boksoon's father, who owed money to gangsters, die, make it look like an accident. Boksoon came home early, and he was going to kill her. Boksoon killed her own daddy.
Yeah.
just he was hanging with the neck like a noose, and he was dangling on the chair by his tippy toes. And Baksoon kicked that chair from right under her own father,
And turn around and
and the director fell in
smiled
love. He was
because
smitten.
he was. He was like, damn, she just as fucked up as I am.
If that look, what's the chances you finding your soulmate like that? So that's what makes me wonder if that's his kid
Right.
because he's known her since then. I can't really see him allowing her to be with anybody else unless it just happened on a mission, kind of like Kill Bill.
Yeah. And then the thing about it is that we have, as an audience, we
Well,
have
it
no
didn't
love
happen on a mission
lost
with Kill Bill
for,
because it was for Bill.
yeah, but we have no love lost for this man because we see that he was clearly abusing her. We saw she had the swollen eye, half her face is bloodied just because he found out that she was smoking. But then we
Yes.
also
Oh
see,
no, there was no love lost that he died.
and I want to
Wait,
say that
about to kill him and go to lunch.
I want to say that because I think it was MK that said that when she was sitting there talking to him and about the mission and him going to Russia and her and him trying to convince her to stay, she gets a call from the school saying that her daughter stabbed a boy with a pair of scissors. And while she's walking out, MK is
also
like,
makes me think that that's their kid.
but
The DNA.
but MK is walking, Boksoon's walking out, and MK says, "Oh, she takes after her mother," and she is about to snap. She's like,
She gets right in his face.
she's like, never, ever say that. Don't you ever say that again.
What she say? I'll stab you with the.
No, she said, I'll take the dullest knife and shove it down your throat.
I thought she said it was spoon, but yeah, dullest spoon. But it could have been a knife.
Well, I mean,
okay.
the spoon is already dull.
The impact would be the same because when he was explaining it to his sister, what she said,
yeah, she's like, even the
asked,
sharpest knife dulls over time, and he was like, huh? She's like, what? She's like, Boksoon said something similar to me. She said she'll take the if I made a joke and it offended her
about her daughter,
about her
daughter's.
daughter.
Yeah, if how you said, don't do it. Just if you say something ill about her daughter ever again, she's gonna take the dullest knife and shove it down my throat.
And then she was like, well, why use a dull knife? And I'm like, why would you not understand the
In the world of
implications of
assassins,
that?
I think she would know that.
Yeah.
So, but she's crazy. She likes to kiss her brother. But for those who don't know, it would hurt more.
And I'm guessing that she wasn't ever like brought into that life, like, or
somebody got to do the paperwork, Spider. Somebody has to do the day-to-day stuff, and I'm sure MK is doing like appearances, and he's taking the odds.
Yeah, he's in the basement doing all the secret meetings and stuff.
He's not doing, somebody every now and then he might go kill some mobsters.
We got to have somebody in HR. She's handling the interns. She's apparently doing the security cards and stuff like that because she deactivated Boksoon's card. We got to have somebody for the administrative stuff.
She was petty. Yeah. That was petty.
It's so interesting. Clearly, she had romantic feelings for her brother, so that's why she couldn't stand Boksoon.
Should have called this game of Kill Boksoon. It's too much, man.
It is.
Why do good stories got to have a little bit of incest in it? It's like, what is happening here?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
We
really don't. We really didn't. It could have just been a sister caring for her brother, and it's like, clearly she makes you delusional, and I'm worried about you. She could have just been worried about the business. Because her not completing that mission, she was like, what about MK's reputation? What about the organization's reputation? That could have been the focus.
Try to take the incest out. The movie's still the same. I don't understand why.
There was a 3-second scene that we did not need. Just that little part. Because he was choking her and you could see like she was enjoying it. I'm like,
get turned on.
Calm down. Tone it down a little bit. Like be
Ooh.
terrified or something. Your brother's trying to kill you.
Not even pretending to be scared.
Like, stop it, please.
So Boksoon cuts him across the chest.
And I'm guessing it was deep enough that he was bleeding out.
No sequel.
Well, technically, there's supposed to be a spinoff that might be coming out this year.
With Netflix, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Seven Underground. So
I don't know if that's gonna happen. I
I
think
would
Ryan
happen,
Reynolds
man.
is too big for Netflix now.
Oh well, he's not because The Rock's still there, and if they can afford The Rock,
I didn't say it had to do anything about money.
ooh,
I didn't say it had anything to do with money. Netflix can afford who they want to afford.
suck it, Fox. I'm going to Disneyland. Ryan Reynolds is, he's an actor of an actor.
Yeah, if there was something that he wanted to do and it was happened to be with Netflix, then yeah, I'm sure he would come back. But
yeah, you cut that Downey check, he'll be there for Seven Underground. Get Michael Bay involved. He'll blow some shit up. Michael Bay likes blowing shit up.
right.
And we like Michael Bay to blow shit up. Blow that shit up, Michael Bay. Let him build it so you can blow it up. Like I heard Quentin Tarantino say that. He said, like, they asked him, why do you make all your movies so gory and bloody? He's like, because it's fun. Why not?
Nobody else is doing it.
Nobody else is doing it. Where else you see a man shoot a guy with a 6-shooter and sling his body across the room? The most powerful 6-shooter ever. What are you talking about? Dirty Harry didn't have that. And he had a whole goddamn cannon. He had a cannon. So here's the question, though, Spider.
Yeah.
Killing Boksoon, that Netflix, not original, but
I mean, I'm not an original series.
I'm about to pull a plug on Netflix. Listen, all these movies that Netflix saying that they're originals are just overseas movies. Okay, they were there 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this: they put the stamp of approval on the translation of the movie,
right?
As far as from what they're saying, they make it modern, and I know we talked about this before. The modern interpretations are on point because if it's translated word for word, it probably wouldn't really capture us the same way. So who's ever on that? But as far as a movie as a whole, is it super for you? Did it satisfy the super requirements? Because all these things could work and it could still fall away from your expectations. There's a disparity.
I'm having an internal struggle with myself on one small aspect.
Is that goddamn incest?
No, I don't have an internal struggle with that at all. That's one thing that I know for sure that I didn't want.
Get it out of here.
But there was one part in the fight scene in the restaurant where the shopkeeper, the one-handed man, is trying to throw knives and they're getting deflected. And he gets one in his chest, he gets another one in his chest, and the guy with the glasses, because they're throwing knives at him, and they're throwing knives at Boksoon and they miss, and it hits the restaurant owner, and then he looks at him, he's like, "Ooh, does that hurt a lot?" And I'm like, "What the fuck do you think the dude is stabbed?" And no, because it was so out of place and it was so unexpected that it made me laugh. And I know it's put in there for comedic effect, and it absolutely hit his mark, because I was like, why would you ask him that? The dude has got 3 knives in his chest, and you're gonna ask him, does it hurt? Like, of course it hurts. And then the other knife, he tries to go and it gets deflected and it stabs him in the head, and then he's dead.
Hey. You just gotta know when to call it quits. And they always told you don't throw knives.
They did, but
they always say that.
In my mind, it's like the movie itself wasn't branded as a comedy. It didn't really have any other comedic parts in it too much. There wasn't like jokes being thrown around left and right. And so it's not
No,
that I don't welcome the comedy in the movie. I'm
it
just
was out of
wondering,
place.
I'm wondering in myself, did I want more of that? Because I feel like the actors did very well with it. It wasn't like even though it was out of place, it didn't feel unwelcome. It didn't
Mm,
take me out of the movie. It just
mm.
made me like wonder. It made me wonder why he would ask that, but it didn't ruin anything for me. So I was just thinking, did I want more of that, or was I fine with just that one little bit and then just move forward? And I honestly I don't know the answer to that because I don't know
Mm.
if having more comedic elements in the movie would have changed the tone of the movie in a way to where it make me not like it.
So based off what you got,
Mm-hmm.
does that hit the super category? Or based on what you got, it not hit the super category?
Based on what I got, I would say that Kill Boksoon is super
Oh, oh,
because like I said, the choreography was done, the fight choreography and cinematography was done extremely well. And if you
mm,
have a movie about assassins, and here's the thing, because it was a movie about assassins, but it wasn't just about gunfights.
mm-mm.
Because I
No,
think
no gun fool,
no
gun
gun
fool.
food.
That
We didn't have to worry about gun food. We didn't have to worry about gun choreography. We didn't have to worry about a 5 minute long shootout where two people are just on the opposite sides of the room firing bullets at each other. We even saw when MK was in Russia that when he was shooting at everybody for the longest time, he was the only one with a gun. And it wasn't until they thought they had him cornered that they started shooting at him. Another thing that kind of just kind of you know came off a little wrong to me was that when they thought they had him cornered because he was just kind of hiding out, just kind of trying to
right,
regroup, and they went to go and like all like flank him on each side and fire at
right.
him. They were all blind firing. The guy with the shotgun, he like lifted over the side, he like looking away and then firing. And it's like, if you think you have him cornered, why not just all converge around him and then
Spider,
start
you ain't
blasting
see
him?
this one man kill like 7 people before you.
I know, but why would you think that you closing your eyes and pumping off a few rounds at him, thinking that's gonna get him? But
I don't know if
also,
this is gonna do with the Terminator.
I don't
You
understand how he
know?
got away because they were literally on all sides of him, and he was just off to the right. Like, how did he sneak past him?
In the chaos,
Nobody saw him kind of just scurry away.
that's how good MK
He was
is, man.
talking on the phone. How did they
Loudly,
miss him?
loudly. So, are you telling me you failed? Are you telling me you failed? Or you did. Wait a
Oh my
second.
god.
Wait a second.
And then even Baksoon was in the car. She was like, he's breaking the rules. He's supposed to have his phone turned off. When clearly she didn't have her phone turned off. Her phone is ringing and she's telling the intern, oh, you're supposed to have your phone turned off. Intern pull out her phone. That's not me. And
That's
then
not
she just
me.
go to her phone and answer. It's like, you a little hypocrite.
Yeah, ain't she be answering the phone when a kid call? Like, goddamn, girl, bro, you just gonna break all the rules, huh? You gonna do what you want. This is what your sister
Break one
talking
of them.
about.
I mean, she had already decided not to do it. So why not just go ahead and break all the rules?
All right, that's what your sister talking about. She do what she want. You just let her. I don't understand what's going on here.
No, 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 no. I would say that the movie is super. I enjoyed the movie. Like I said, just because again, we didn't plan this out
Mhm.
exactly like this because Mr. VIP recommended the movie for us to watch and review. I didn't know the plot about the movie. So when I suggested that we review it after we did Back in Action, I didn't know the parallels going into it. I didn't know it was going to
Look how
kind of fall
that
into the
work.
same trap into
Look
the
at
same
look at
tropes.
the synergy.
And
So
it
much
just
like
goes to show
synergy.
because we were asking last week, what will we change about Back in Action to make it a better movie? And then you take a look at a movie like Kill Boksoon and you can see changing the fight choreography, making different decisions about the climax. We didn't we didn't just leave MK to blow up at the end of the movie. There was
Did he blow
some
up? Didn't see his
resolution.
body.
And then we didn't even talk about, the whole fact of her daughter actually being like her. and it's not something because it's the whole thing
Well, she
that
stabbed the kid with
MK,
scissors.
met Boksoon because Boksoon already had this mentality of this sort of ruthlessness about her. And clearly we see the same thing in the daughter, because the daughter got enraged to the point to where she's like, the boy that was trying to get with her and constantly getting rejected, she told him, I'll kill you. The first time he
Mm-hmm.
tried to grab her arm, she said, I will kill you, and meant
Mm.
it. We didn't know at the time that she meant it, but she actually meant it. And she told him
Words
again,
have meanings.
you release these pictures, I promise you I'll kill you.
Undertaker
Stabbed him in
style.
the shoulder. And then so she gets back into the school and she sees the girl that she liked, and it's kind of fucked up that the girl was like, it didn't mean anything to me. I didn't
Yeah,
like you
well,
like that. I was just
it's
joking, breaking
just
her
a
heart.
kid.
And she came
Right.
back and she was like, I thought of kissing you in front of the whole class, or
Mm.
just killing you right here, right now. But
Those options.
I'm just gonna hug you.
Mm.
Well, she didn't hug her. She shook her hand and then she pulled her in. She's like, I'm gonna just let you go and tell you to take care, and then walk out. And like,
Beast.
look, just know
Beast.
that I could have
Beast.
ended you. just
Unalive you.
keep that in the back of your mind. And
When
then she
you chilling on a Sunday, just know
Right.
it could have went different.
And then and she's walking in the hallway and she see the dude again and she just point, remember me. I'm always
Ain't that how
gonna
they
be
did-
right here.
Ain't that how they did it and set it off? You turn to the left. I want you to know. I ain't gotta say much. You know what it is.
But then she's walking out and she has that same smile that her mom had after she killed her father. So it's in there. She's just like her mom. She has that innate ability. Just that ruthless attitude is already instilled in her. But no, I thought, like I said, the parallels from Back in Action going into Kill Boksoon, we see just two different types of this, parent parent being a spy, being an assassin, being a killer, essentially, and how these two different types of mentalities versus, I want to leave the life so I can protect my child. I want to stay in the life so I can make sure that my child is taken care of. But this, both mothers wanting to have that relationship with the child, but for the different reasons, and how it just all turned out in the end. It's just Kill Boksoon did it better.
That's horrible.
But Mr.
Back
VIP
in
Frank
Action.
Washington, this
Sure.
was your recommendation. So clearly
Oh.
you saw something in this movie that needed to be
Well,
discussed.
I won't go
When
that
it
far.
comes
I'll just
to
say,
Kill Boksoon, was it super?
Spider, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna say, even though I recommended this movie,
Mm-hmm.
it was right about here for me. Yeah, it was high. It was high. Yeah, it's just super. Why would I recommend a whack movie? Do I have my turds in my list? I try not to add to that list. I try to add to awesome content that we can review and watch. Cause when we're dumping on a movie, we're not trying to dump on it, but we're just stating obvious things that
Yeah.
needs to be dumped on that could have made the movie 19,000 times better than what it was, or just a decent movie, right? We enjoy doing this part of it. It shouldn't be horrible. We give movies a fair chance. Listen,
Yeah.
some of the stuff that you guys are probably saying, hey, how come they didn't review this? How come they didn't review this? How come they didn't review this? Be quiet.
Or leave it in the comments. If you got a suggestion, leave it in the comments. Let us know. We might check
We've
it out.
done
Take a look
that.
at it.
We've done
We
that.
have done
Somebody
that.
actually done that, and we watched the movie and reviewed it, and that was a good amount of engagement on that. But the point of what I'm saying is this: we give movies a fair shake. Some of the stuff that we didn't review, we tried. I'm gonna be honest with you. We tried. Some of it is just y'all saw it. Y'all know what. And if y'all really want us to, I'll those things that they have for your eyes that hold your eyes open.
Keep it open.
I'll try to power through one of those for y'all, and whichever one y'all want us to review, we'll review it. and then we can give y'all out. Well, it's never the intentions to dump on a movie. It's just to kind of say, what could it have done to make it better?
Right.
But this, remove that incest kiss thing. That's weird.
Yeah,
Other
take that
than
out. We
that,
didn't need it.
take that out. Yeah,
It literally
that's fair.
added nothing to the movie.
Nothing to the movie
Because there was
Nothing.
already a conflict in between the brother and the sister. We already knew that they didn't see eye to eye over how MK treated Boksoon. There was no reason for it at all. It gave us nothing.
Maybe it was the actress choice. Maybe that's what it. Maybe,
Maybe
she
that's
came
why he
out
pushed
of
her off like
character.
that, because he was
Right.
like, I didn't.
What?
No.
Breaking script. We sealed it. What are you doing? Director's like, look, scheduling. We got to move on. We got
to move on.
We'll fix it. We'll cut it in post.
And then they just didn't cut it. It's like, well, we can't get to the next scene without having this in there. It's like we got to leave it in.
Yeah, you got to leave it in. We need the runtime. What? Something like this.
It's like 3 seconds.
We need the runtime. The producers say we need 3 seconds longer. We could get 3 seconds from anywhere else.
Right.
Now let's leave it in.
Just go. Slow the credits down a little bit. That's all you need to do. Make the credits a little bit slower.
Outside of that, it's a good watch. It's a good watch. You guys should go watch Kill Boksoon. And if you don't agree with us, then that's your opinion. Leave it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to have that conversation with you.
And like I said, there's a spin-off planned. One of the names is, it's kind of a, blink and you miss it type of thing, where they're talking about
Kill Boksoon 2.
No, it's going to be called Mantis. So one of the names that MK was saying about the people who weren't there when he presented those 2 jobs what did they call them? Because they were shows. They called them shows.
Oh, yeah.
They would call them shows.
Shows.
So 2 of the shows that she could possibly select from, one of the agents, or one of the, I don't even know what they would refer to themselves as, but they didn't call themselves assassins or anything like that. But they said that Mantis was one that was on leave out, that wasn't available to do the job. So Mantis is another assassin.
So you think Mantis is going to come for Boksoon?
Well, I'll read you what the plot synopsis is right now. And so
dun, 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 dun. Only here at All Things Super do you get the exclusives first.
So if you didn't know, because Kill Boksoon came out in 2023, so you might already be in the know.
It's not a spoiler for anybody.
But the plot synopsis says that elite assassin Mantis returns from vacation and learns that Cha Min-kyu, who is MK, the head of MK Enterprise, is dead. He decides to leave MK Enterprise and seeks a new chance with other fellow contract killers. He has a friend named Jay that he's known for many years. They train together to become assassins, and Jay is lethal as a contract killer, but she was kicked out of MK Enterprise due to falling out of favor with her superiors, and she holds complex feelings towards Mantis, so there might be some romantic involvement between Mantis and Jay.
What happened was, I already know this. I was there when it happened, Spider. See what the vice president did, try to kiss her. And she had to push her off.
The director tried to kiss her. She pushed off, and she was like, "Nah, you gone. You done.
I'm out of here. You know what? You're weird. You're being weird, and I'm gone." That's what happened. And Mantis was on holiday when that happened.
And so, meanwhile, Ko, who was one of the founders of MK Enterprises, and he was Mantis's teacher, he retired from the contract killing world. But after MK's death, he returns to take over MK Enterprise, and Ko tries to lure Mantis back to the company.
You know what's so interesting? I was going to ask you that question, that what happens to that vacuum?
Right.
Because the sister's dead, the brother's dead, the international corporation is left unattended. As Vince Vaughn said
here to take over?
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, people need to be killed. People got to be killed, so that's what they do. They kill people. Somebody has to do it. So now that you gave that information to me, I am intrigued to see how it will go. The fact that Boksoon's not in it is making me unintrigued, because it's almost like we're watching a totally separate movie.
Yeah, essentially,
nobody you're gonna see
it's a
in it.
Different movie in the same universe.
Right.
And then the thing about it is, the real intriguing part is that because MK operated under his 3 rules, right? So we don't kill kids, You have to accept a
You
job
gotta
from your
attempt it.
company. You have to attempt a job from your company. And his fourth rule: no weapons in the sacred meeting, because he just bashed that dude's face in with his knife.
Yeah,
But
doubt him again. Doubt him
right,
again.
does anybody else have any
Doubt him
conclusions you
again.
want to come to? Because clearly this one is the wrong one. But yeah, so like you say, there's a vacuum now and there's no one to lead. And so this person comes out of retirement to be the head of the enterprise. Does he still subscribe to those same rules? Does he not want to kill
Ooh.
kids? You know, or does he have his
Ooh.
own ideologies that he wants to follow? And that,
I ain't killing no kids, man.
and so does that lead Mantis to not want to join and work under this guy because, you know,
And
he
what
doesn't
happens
have
if
the same,
that's
same beliefs?
what happens if that's the answer? Does he send a whole crew out to kill Mantis? Because again, in that spy assassin killer life, you tie up them loose ends.
Did you think that MK was going to kill the daughter?
I never thought he would because I honestly thought it was his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I didn't think. I didn't think he was going to kill the assistant, the intern, the
Yeah.
apprentice.
Yeah.
I didn't think that. And the reasoning that he killed her, I didn't think that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can't keep a lie. You're supposed to take a lie to your grave. I can't let that slide.
Right.
What the hell? I
You
thought she
take
was gonna live.
you take away is if there's nobody there that remembers what happened, then the truth never comes out.
Mm.
And that was the thing that Boksoon said. You killed her. And she was like, well, nobody could know. Boksoon said, I know. I know the truth.
The tension was so high. It was so high. Because you're really coming across conversations between an old relationship that clearly was dissolved and they still have that working relationship. Because at no point in time you thought there was some intimacy that was still there.
Right.
Looking at the past, you could see how it could have been there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that he was going to kill a daughter because I thought that it was his daughter.
That's
And
fair.
he's maybe just emotionally detached from her because he's seen more like a workhorse. I'm all about the business. I this is again, I wasn't there, so this is how I imagine it. They're together. She's like, I want to have a baby, and he's like, no, that's a horrible idea. We're assassins, we're killers, we shouldn't have it. And he's like, please, please, please. And over time, he's like, I'll give you a baby, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
gave him a baby on these conditions
Right.
that it cannot affect the work
Right.
because that's
Because
what the conditions
they did
was.
say that. She's like, you can stay in if you agree that you are not going to let this child affect your job. And she agreed
Right.
to it. And she did.
Again,
She did not let it affect
so
her job.
it was so ambiguous because does that mean there was somebody else and you caught me and I was going to kill you because you're now pregnant and you're going to affect the job and you
Mm-hmm.
say no, I can still work,
Right.
or was that your kid because I gave you in my scenario like I'll give you this kid as long as you, so he's business first,
Right.
probably had no emotional attachments to the kid at all,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he would have hurt her.
Yeah. No, I didn't think that he was going to kill her, but I thought that because he sent the guy to the house, I thought he was going to like try to use her as leverage
Of
for
course,
something.
because points at the. He's not Chuck. He's not Chuck in back in action. Chuck's obsessed with them kids. Chuck got to take them kids
Chuck don't
with
want to let
him.
them kids go.
Chuck can't let them kids go to his death.
But
But
no,
no,
what I did appreciate was that, like I said at the beginning of the movie, Boksoon had this arrogance about her because she knows
mm-hmm.
she's the best. But what I like is that even though she knew she may have been aging and she may be getting a little bit slower, she never let that stop her from
Mm-mm.
knowing that she's the best. She walks into the lobby, the guy checks her in, is like, "Oh, he's waiting for you upstairs." She's like, "Shouldn't you be clocked out?" She's like, "Oh, you want to wait and see who comes back? I'll be
Mm-hmm.
back down. I'm coming back." She gets to the top floor. MK starts unloading a clip at her.
Immediately.
Did not flinch.
Immediately.
She's like, "I know you." She's like, because the whole thing about it is, if you want to come after me, send me a bloody knife. That was the whole thing. So the two of them were the only ones to say that. So they have this level of honor within them to know
Mm-hmm.
if somebody challenges me, I'm going to face you off in a fair challenge. And so she
Mm-hmm.
knew he got the message. She killed his sister,
I
said,
killed his
leave the
sister with
pen.
a pen, with a bloody pen,
It's
and
like he'll get the message. So she knows if she goes to this office, he's going to present her with a fair fight. So him firing at her, she's like, he's not going to just, catch me blindsided and just shoot me. And that be the end of it. Like, no, I don't have nothing to worry about. Not a flinch, not a move. But it also takes skill to shoot at somebody and actually not hit them.
Oh my god, this dude here is
Like just
an
completely
assassin.
outline
He's
her.
an assassin. He teaches the assassins how to
But
assassinate.
and then also the thing, he's like, "Do you want a drink?" And she's like, "I drove here, so no, I'm not gonna take a drink because I gotta drive home.
I gotta drive back. You
She went in
not so
there
much.
fully
You
knowing
enjoy.
that she was not gonna lose, and I respect that about
Enjoy
her.
your last drink.
I absolutely
Well,
respect that
ice.
about her. She's like, no, I drove
That
here,
is, that is a level of cocky.
no
I'll be
wavering.
back now.
She's like, I know I'm gonna win.
And she won. And the happily ever after, I feel like we no, there's nowhere else to really go with it because the personal stakes are not involved anymore. So it's super. I give it super status. I
Yep.
give it super status. I think people should go and see it. Click on Netflix, listen to the doom, and then go to Kill Boksoon. If you can't find it, go in the search and type. Netflix don't keep stuff forever.
No,
So if you don't watch it now, I can't tell you when it's going to get cycled out. You have to go to another country to watch it, or if you're in another country, you have to use a VPN or something.
no, I'm with you all the way. But let us know what you think about Kill Boksoon. If you watched it, if you enjoyed it, if you thought it could have been better, let us know. But remember, if you like the video, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can be notified when we have new episodes that come out. If you want the audio version of the podcast, just search for All Things Super on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And if you want to reach out to us on social media, just click the link in the description below.
And leave a comment because we read comments.
Yes, we do. And again, if there's anything that you want us to react to review, to break down, just because
old school, new school,
we do it all
out there.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know.
Mindful though, because if you say like Porkies and stuff of that nature, just know it was a different time.
Yeah, there are some things that did not age well.
Some things did not age well.
So we may have to be a little bit selective about what we review on this show.
Just saying. Yeah, we are not reviewing pornos at all. But
No.
Frank, Mr. VIP, Frankie Washington, you need to see this. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't need to see it. It's funny.
We don't go that far. But
no, this is
we'll
not
be
that
back.
type of show. That's All Things Super After Dark.
That's a Patreon exclusive. But no, we will be back next week because you know what we have premiering on the 29th.
Captain America?
No, that's February 14th.
Oh, Spider-Man?
Yes, My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated series on Disney Plus. First 3 episodes, I believe, are being released this week. They have a really weird schedule. It's the first 3 episodes this week, then the next 2 episodes, then the next 2 episodes the week after that, and then I think the last 3 episodes in the 4th week.
Yeah, screw you, Marvel. That's what your schedule is. That's what you know. We review these type of things, and you're weird with the schedule. What is this about? Is this revenge? You're being petty, Marvel. You're being petty. Stop. You're better than this. Okay. Let's focus on. No, but I want them to be better than this.
Yes, we absolutely do.
Clearly, they're not better than this. What is wrong with this schedule? Why?
I don't know.
I saw. I don't know if I should even say this out loud because I don't want to get sued. But I saw like part of a piece of an episode 1.
Disney's right outside your window. You better watch out.
Well, if you see infrareds, You know what? You're right. I don't have anything to say about Spider-Man. I didn't see nothing.
But we will
I was-
discuss My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man after those first 3 episodes come out. Then we'll be in the
Yeah,
clear.
when it's
It'll be
safe.
it'll be out to the public. We'll be in the
When it's
clear to be
safe.
able to talk about it. But we hope
All
that
this
you'll
talk of assassins.
it's gonna be kill Mr. VIP in a minute.
I don't do it. I die easy.
He ain't got a hatchet. He don't have that.
I ain't got a hatchet, no. I die.
But-
Once you shoot me, I die. I ain't no coming back with me.
But we hope that you will join us for those episodes as well. We appreciate all the love, all the support. We'll see you in the next one. But just remember, until then, keep being super.
Use 2 hands when you tie your shoe.
I don't
Words to live
you
by.
Are you able to tie your shoe with one hand?
I'll see y'all next time.